that in the book of Proverbs, Proverbs chapter 16, verse 25, it says, there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. And I'm sure we may know, but I'm explaining it anyway. That the ways of death in this word, the way it's being described, is not a physical death. It is a spiritual death. Did you know that a death can coincide with a bad soul tie? Let me say that again. Did you know that a spiritual death can coincide or even be rightly connected or directly influenced by a bad soul tie? What is a bad soul tie, Minister Jasmine? I'm going to tell you right now. A bad soul tie can come by one or two ways, okay? They could come physically, when you're being romantic, intercourse, coitus. It can be through spiritual, how can I say it? It can also be through a spiritual deflection of some kind. You see, all it takes is for somebody to tell you something, and as long as your heart come into agreement with it, those words become spells, and now you get to live out the truth of that because your heart came into agreement with what's being said. That's why if we're not careful about the people that surround us, even our leadership, they will end up speaking something over us that God never intended for our life path. And then we don't find, and we wonder why God is always, we feel like God is not available to answer any of our prayers, or why God is not able to help maneuver some things so we can get this prophecy we received from the man of God. It's the reason because that man of God never gave you a word from God. He gave you a word from a God, but was it from the same God you serve? You understand? Not everybody that has a Pentecostal church, a Kojic church, a Apostolic of Faith church, a Baptist church, a missionary Baptist church, a Catholic church, a Jewish church, a mosque. Not everybody that has these temples and places of worship, they all don't believe the word in the way that it really should be taught, or they don't truly believe in the word that is really going to help manifest into truth into your life so that you can apply it, use it, and see a life-altering experience. The only time you can see a life-altering experience from true leadership is a person that's really after God's face, really seeks his face in the kingdom of heaven. You understand? The ones that actually pray without ceasing. You understand? And pray with unwavering faith. Even when they lack wisdom, just like James 1:5 says, if a man lacks wisdom, let him ask of God. Okay, there's a lot of men and women of God that may cover you right now, and they're not truly covering you, even though they say, oh, I'm praying for you. I've been praying all day for you, and things like that. When really, have they? Have they? They may be saying that to make you feel like, oh, this is my covering. You understand? But I covered this before for about 15, 16 minutes straight in my video a while ago when I was saying calling all ministerial leaders in the complete body of Christ. Look that up. Okay, it's on my TikTok and every other social media platform. I'm not here to receive glory or anything, because what I do, okay, like Paul said to the people of Thessalonica, what I'm doing is not a cloak of covetousness. I'm not doing this for any profit or gain, worship or anything. I get my reward when somebody says, oh man of good. I want my reward when I see the pearly gates, and I get to have a clean record. A clean life record when they open up the book of life before I walk through the pearly gates. And all I want to hear is, well done, thy good and faithful servant. What I don't want them to say, my God, what I don't want to hear, okay, is what Matthew 7:23 says. And then I will profess to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you worker of iniquity. Or the King James Version will say, you who work in its iniquity. Okay, I don't want to hear that. You understand? I want to hear, well done, thy good and faithful servant. And I'm sure you, divine one, wants to hear the same thing. You cannot truly hear that if you are blinded by true leadership. This is why it is very sacrilegious to just subject ourselves to anyone that calls themselves our covering. Subject ourselves to anyone that wants to be our intercessor. Subject ourselves to someone that's supposed to be covering us through prayer or speaking something over us, whether it's a prophecy, something that we dealt with in our past, what we should do right now in our present, so we can look forward to our future.